The society we're creating right now, more and more men don't want to get married. And I get why. There is almost zero upside for men getting married. This isn't me saying that men shouldn't get married, or women, but think about what society is telling men about what being a man is. Tell about society is fucking men hardcore for getting married. If you get married and you get divorced, a woman takes 50% of whatever you have. 80% of relationships, the man is the biggest provider. So that's a big fuck right off the bat. What are you getting in exchange for that? Second, if you have kids with her, you're fucked, because the government doesn't think that you deserve shit. So even good dads who try to stay in the kid's life are fucked. So there's a lot of men going, why the fuck would I do this? The good news is that will correct itself, because eventually then people start going, oh, right? When you create mistakes, you only create more error. Error creates more error. So we've gone so far the other direction that more and more men are going, like, why the fuck would I get married?
Men used to see marriage as a natural progression in life, a commitment, a promise for the future. But now, more and more men are walking away from it completely. Why? Because marriage has become a risk that many men aren't willing to take.
Why men are saying no to marriage. First of all, let's talk about freedom. A lot of men today are realizing that marriage isn't the happily ever after that they were promised. Instead, they watch other married men who are stuck in unfulfilling routine. They're financially drained, they're constantly walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. Meanwhile, single men, they have their freedom, their money, and their peace of mind. Then there's the wonderful changing dating landscape. Modern dating has made commitment more risky than ever, with hookup culture, social media attention, and dating apps giving women endless options. A lot of men just feel like marriage overall is an outdated contract that doesn't benefit them in any meaningful way. Why would he want to commit to a woman that might be keeping her options still open or out there playing the game still? And then what? She cheats on him? There's really no penalty for cheating in your marriage. So he's supposed to just let that happen and then she leaves and takes half? I don't think so.
They're not afraid of commitment. They're afraid of what could happen if it all goes wrong. Today, a simple "I do" could cost them everything they've worked for. And that's why so many men are saying no to marriage, before they even get the chance to say yes.
Why men don't want to get married, the main reason is because the divorce laws in the United States are crazy.
I don't think that's why. I think they just don't want to get married because they just
Well,
fuck around.
if you want to find a woman that doesn't work and you marry her and you have kids and then she wants a divorce because something might have happened in the relationship, do you not think that it would be fair if she doesn't have a job, that if you leave her, she's going to feel like, I'm like a single mom now, I don't have a job, I haven't built up my career or anything. Why wouldn't she get half? Isn't that kind of fair?
Perfect example of Destiny's
Isn't it-
Wife
but
giving
isn't
a
it literally
super niche
fair?
example for a blanket
It's
statement.
not niche at all. That's kind of why the
stop.
law is
How
there.
many women don't have jobs now? And
I
she
have
doesn't
absolutely
a
no
job.
idea, but it seems like guys like you want to find someone that is submissive, that can't really like
Exactly.
leave.
So
That's
then
like
you're
kind
gonna
of
have
the
to get
point,
divorced
yeah.
and give her half your because you want her to be home
Listen,
and sit there like this
to
too.
say that you would do that until you're like 40 and then you want a divorce.
First
Like, of
of
course
all,
you would want to have the
okay,
half
stop
because she
talking-
hasn't built up her life.
Stop talking fast and over me to like seem like you're smart. I know this is a Destiny tactic. Relax.
Really?
Okay?
Also, this is my second
so I'm
language,
also gonna
okay?
say this.
I want you to do this in Japanese right now.
Relax.
It's not about the idea of marriage itself. It's about the system surrounding it. Men know the risks involved: divorce laws, child support, alimony. If things go south, they could lose everything. And let's be real, today's marriage doesn't always protect the man. Men are starting to realize that getting married could mean losing their home, their savings, and in some cases, even their children.
Men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%. You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
Most men today have seen what can happen when marriage falls apart. It's not just the heartache, it's the financial devastation, the emotional destruction, and sometimes the feeling of being completely powerless. Men know they have to provide, financially, emotionally, and physically.
I have a question for the men. Do you guys still want to get married? Like, is that still a thing?
No. A lot of men don't want to get married. And it's not because they don't like the thought of having a lifelong partner to be there for them when they need it. But a lot of men don't want to get married because they're avoiding potential divorce. In a lot of cases, divorce ruins a man's life. He has to completely start over. And in general, marriage doesn't benefit men a whole lot. So while a lot of men like the idea of having long-term relationships, it's just not worth it.
But when it all goes wrong, they often end up with nothing, or worse, losing it all. So when men see their friends go through that, they start asking themselves, why sign up for this? Is marriage worth the risk?
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right ones.
Never gonna get married. I don't want to get married.
Why?
There's no benefit for the man. He only has everything to lose. A man can be completely faithful to his wife, provide, protect, take care of the kids, obviously when he's not working, whatever. And the wife can step out and cheat. And what's the result of that? Man has to pay alimony, has to pay child support, loses his house, loses the cars, loses everything. Why? What's the point? And then, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin if your marriage is going to work. Those are the odds. Those are the chances. If you want to get married, cool. Throw a wedding, put the rings on each other, say your vows, you're married. You don't have to submit nothing with the courts. Yeah.
Die alone?
The only reason why somebody is not okay being alone is because they're not okay with themselves.
Exactly. I agree.
That's it. Like, if you're not okay being alone, you have issues with yourself that you need to take care of.
Financial responsibility is huge. Many men feel like they're expected to carry the weight of everything, the provider, the protector. But in a marriage that feels one-sided, it's not just about love, it's about the expectation to give. What happens when you give everything and get nothing in return? What happens when the woman you marry doesn't respect your sacrifices but demands more?
Single. How old are you?
41.
Okay, you're 41 and
I'll
you're
be
single.
42.
All right. You're 41 or 42 in a week. You're single. You have no kids. Why is that?
I don't know if you could say I'm selfish.
You're selfish?
I like being free.
You like being free?
I like being free. I like going out.
Okay.
I like dancing. I like flirting. I can be with one woman, but
You'd rather not.
the responsibility, who wants that? Really, who wants that?
I don't.
I want to be free. I don't want no responsibility. I don't have to worry about somebody for the rest of my life. Even when I'm 90, I got to worry about my 7-year-old kid. It's 40 year difference. 50. It's just not for me. When I see my friends with their kids, I'm supposed to want it, but I look at it like
It sucks.
it sucks.
It fucking sucks.
Men are starting to realize that in today's marriage system, they're often the ones left holding the bag, and it's a bag that could be full of nothing but regret. The pressure to be the breadwinner can feel suffocating, and when it's expected that the man should be the emotional pillar too, that's where it all starts to break down.
You know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Men are expected to be strong, steady, and dependable. But who supports them when they need it? Marriage has become a one-sided deal for many men, and the burden is just too much to bear. Who wants to carry that weight, knowing that if things go wrong, they could lose everything they've worked for?
Do you believe in marriage in the 21st century?
Not really, because men doesn't want to get married these days.
Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Argentina.
Do you think this is mainly because of a cultural thing, or is it mainly in Argentina, or do you think all over?
The men I met in Argentina, they don't want to commit.
if they don't want to commit, what do you think they are after?
Be with a lot of women and have fun until they are really old, and then they think about it. Yeah.
Men are starting to realize that they don't need marriage to feel complete. They can have fulfilling relationships, meaningful experiences, and a strong sense of self without the legal and emotional baggage that comes with marriage. The reality is, for many men today, staying single feels like the freedom they deserve.
If you're not dating for marriage, like, what are you dating for?
Well, do you think you can't have a lifelong girlfriend and have kids?
No, I think that's ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
Because why would you stay with someone but not also just go ahead and marry them then if you plan on staying with them forever? Like, what's the problem?
Well, I mean, this is the solipsism. So you're saying, why would a woman do that? I get for you, maybe you don't like the deal, but I think it's a better deal for me to not get married. So convince me that I should get married.
Because you want to date other people, like, in your lifetime? You don't want to, like, just only be with one person?
Do I need to get married to stay with somebody for the rest of my life?
No.
Okay.
Are you worried about the liability or repercussions?
Yes.
So you wouldn't.
I am concerned about the liabilities.
So you wouldn't love somebody enough to make that commitment?
I can just reverse this onto you. Why can't she love me enough to not get married?
I guess.
So your argument falls apart.
I didn't think I would be speechless by the words of a 44-year-old unmarried man. He's a salesman. 2 days ago, I consulted with him about something, and then unexpectedly, the two of us talked about the topic of marriage. I asked him, I said, "You're getting to this age. Why aren't you married yet?" You know what he told me? He said that the older he gets, the less he wants to get married. Then I asked him why. He was silent for a while and then said something to me. I don't know if what he said was right or wrong. He said that the reason I don't want to get married is because I'm lazy. He said I don't want to carry those endless mortgage and car loan payments. I don't want to rack my brain to think about what kind of gift to buy for my wife, one holiday after another. He doesn't want to think about how to keep his wife happy when he comes home from work where he has worked hard to maintain the relationship with the colleagues and friends. He doesn't want to work hard on the one hand while worrying about his wife running off with someone else if he doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't want to come home from a day's work, tired as a dog and without a hot meal. He doesn't want to bear the brunt of the leader's anger outside and then come home to see his wife's attitude. He doesn't want to be filial to his parents, but also has to think about how to pass on the family name. He doesn't want to work hard to bring up children, but also has to try his best to buy a home for his children, to buy a car, and to save up for the wedding. He doesn't want to compare himself with other people after he has children, to see whose children wear the best clothes and are raised with the best things, and how many children are enrolled in the interest classes, tutoring classes, and so on. And even more so, he doesn't want to be sandwiched in the middle of his mother and wife to mediate between them. If one doesn't handle it well, one will suffer from both sides. Look, how comfortable it is to live alone. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I get sleepy, I sleep. When I wake up, I get together with my friends. If I'm unhappy, I stay in bed to play video games. I don't have a wife to watch over me. I don't have kids to chase after me. I spend more money when I have more money, and I spend less when I have less money.
Marriage isn't just about love anymore. It's about protecting yourself from a system that often doesn't have your back. Until things change, until marriage offers real protection for men, don't expect this trend to stop. Men are learning to value their independence, and until marriage truly becomes a partnership where men are equally protected, many will continue to walk away.
Stop getting married. It's 2025. You're just wasting your time. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life with another human being and then have to pay 10 grand just to divorce them? And I'm not even talking about kids. So why go through that stress? Why go through that hassle? Because society said so? Society says it's your duty to have kids, only for you to traumatize your kids because your marriage is so awful? It's just way better being single and dating around. Why commit to one person for the rest of your life? There's always someone better. You're just wasting your time.
And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.